We now call the Scott County Court meeting to order. And first on the agenda is call to order. Let's do prayer. Okay, who would like to lead prayer? Good, I'll lead. You'll lead? Thank you.
Dear Heavenly Father, we come to you tonight thanking God for another day. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this opportunity to serve the county. And God, I pray, Heavenly Father, today that you would give us the strength to do what's right for this county and the people of the county. Heavenly Father, I pray tonight, God, and thank you for the families that are here that we're going to represent, that's work for the county. God, I pray that you remember those families tonight. And God, I just ask you to be with each one of us. Go through with us. Remember all the laws, all the will, God, tonight. I just pray and ask you for this day, in your Son Jesus' name, and amen.
Amen.
Pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Newport, Phillips, Rice, Slavin, Strunk.
Here. Okay, moving on, one of the first things we have on the agenda is recognizing Big Sexton, our road superintendent, who is retiring this year. We have a resolution, and John would like to read this resolution.
If we could have Mr. Sexton and his family come up front while we read this, please. This is a resolution to honor the service of Donald Dick Sexton as Superintendent of Scott County Road Department 2002 to 2018. Whereas Donald Dick Sexton was born February 12, 1944 to Janari York Sexton and Elmer Dutch Sexton in Huntsville, Tennessee. And whereas Mr. Sexton grew up south of the Huntsville Town Square on River Road and received his elementary and secondary education in Huntsville, graduated from Huntsville High School in 1963. And whereas while at Huntsville High School, Mr. Sexton played and excelled in football and basketball. And whereas after graduating from high school, Mr. Sexton enlisted in the United States Army, where he served until receiving an honorable discharge in 1966. And whereas in 1963, Mr. Sexton married the love of his life, Anna Rose King Sexton, and they had 4 children, Annette, Donnie, Missy, and Dennis. And whereas after serving in the Army, Mr. Sexton moved his family to Winfield, Tennessee, working for 31 years as a coal miner, surveyor, engineer, and supervisor for Stearns Coal Company, Blue Diamond Coal Company. And whereas during this time, Mr. Sexton also served as alderman for 2 years and as mayor for 9 years for the town of Winfield. And whereas in 1997, Mr. Sexton began serving as supervisor for Phillips and Jordan Construction. And whereas while in this capacity, Mr. Sexton helped coordinate and design the separation and removal of rubble and debris from the World Trade Centers in New York City after 9/11. And whereas in 2002, Mr. Sexton was elected road superintendent of Scott County and was re-elected for 4 consecutive terms until the present day. And whereas during his terms of office, Mr. Sexton has served the people of Scott County with excellence and distinction, utilizing his expertise, hard work, compassion, and good humor. And whereas Mr. Sexton has chosen to retire and not seek another term of office so that he can devote more time and attention to his beloved family. And whereas it is altogether fitting and proper that his service to Scott County and its citizens be recognized and honored. Now therefore be it resolved, the Scott County Board of County Commissioners and the Scott County Mayor hereby adopts this resolution recognizing and honoring the distinguished service of Donald E. Sexton as Road Superintendent of Scott County, Tennessee from 2002 to 2018. And whereas be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution be placed in the permanent records of Scott County and a certified copy be presented to Mr. Sexton and his family.
Thank everybody for what they done on me. The county slipped it on me. So I went in, Steve Monroe said I got the clean shirt and pair of pants hanging on the door, and I knew what was happening. But John forgot to read there where it said I went to Huntsville High School. He should have said top with honorable.
I'm sorry, I was glad.
And that's Sheila, she can tell you that. But I'm grateful, thank the Lord. One for him, I couldn't do what I've done. And I've gone through 4 mayors. And I guess they're saying, oh boy, I don't have to deal with Dick no more. I've gone through 4 of them. They'll make the 4th.
I've enjoyed it.
And I've got 2 employees here with me. Dan and Calvin, they've been with me. 3, where's the? Oh, Rick Burke, yeah. He's here with me. I'm talking about the 16 years that I've been in there. We've had a close relationship. There's a lot of things we couldn't get done that we wanted to do. Calvin, he's probably Christian more than anybody. But I want to thank the commissioners, we all work together. We might have a few words, but I come out ahead. But I do, and I got to say one thing. I thank God for my family. They have been pushing me. They don't let Dad sit around. But Aunt Rose did say, and I hang out to recycling quite a bit. She said, as long as the housework was done, I could go to the recycling. I thank God for that. And even these girls behind us, Pat and all of them over there, and John always gave me a hard time. I love everybody. That's just one good thing about it. Maybe Calvin, good Lord will, he picked up after me and carry on my hard work. So we got Ford County Road Superintendent here, he's a good friend of ours. So let's just have a wonderful time together, him and his wife, yeah. Thank God for everything. He blessed us with today. So I want to thank y'all. My 78-year-old sister. She thinks she's the boss, but I feel like I'm. Thank y'all. Okay, next on the agenda, we're going to recognize Verna Buddy Colt Jr. And we do have a resolution here that I think Sam Miles is going to read.
Y'all mind coming up? To recognize Buddy. Front and center. Resolution. Whereas Verna Buddy Cope Jr. spent much of his life serving the people of Scott County, and whereas Mr. Cope was elected Scott County Judge Executive in 1966 and served in that capacity for 16 years, and whereas Mr. Cope was the last county executive, now known as county mayor, to be elected to 4 consecutive terms of office, and whereas Mr. Cope came out of retirement and was appointed by the county legislative body to fill the unexpired term of Scott County Circuit Court Clerk James Burris, who passed away in December 2004. And whereas Mr. Cope served in that capacity until August 31st, 2006, before returning to private life. And whereas Mr. Cope has served his county and community in other capacities during his life, including a 6-year tour of duty with the Army Reserve and a 6-year stint with the Tennessee Highway Patrol. And whereas Mr. Cope's civic involvement included being a Freemason for over 50 years, chairman of the Scott County Hospital Board, member of the Board of Directors of Mountain People's Health Council, Incorporated, and a member of the Education Opportunity Association Board. And whereas Mr. Cope was a devout Christian and a faithful member of the First Baptist Church of Robbins, where he was baptized on June 20th, 1948, ordained as a deacon on April 2nd, 1967, served as chairman of the deacons for 18 years, and superintendent of Sunday school for many years. And whereas Mr. Cope was a devoted husband and father, having married the love of his life, Anna Jean Litton Cope, in 1962, and whereas Mr. and Ms. Cope had 3 daughters, Karen Lay, and husband J.D. of Oneida, and Sabra Cope, and Keturah Cope, both of Robbins, and 1 son, Eric, and his wife, Pamela of Oneida. And whereas the Scott County Historical Society, which is dedicated to preserving the history of our county and region, recently moved to the 2nd floor of the Scott County Courthouse. Now therefore be it resolved, the Scott County Board of County Commissioners and County Mayor Dale Perdue formally recognizes Mr. Cope's many contributions to the rich history of our community and further honor Mr. Cope by naming the 2nd floor of the Scott County Courthouse the Verna Buddy Cope Jr. Genealogy Research Center, and furthermore that a copy of this resolution be placed into a permanent record of the Scott County and a certified copy be presented to Ms. Cope and her children. I make a motion to approve this resolution.
I'll second.
Voting on voice vote to approve the resolution. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you all very much. I was telling Rita that I had a cousin that lives in Warren, Ohio, and he always said that was more of a brother than a cousin. And he said, when we come back down here in the summer, me and Buddy would hitchhike to Huntsville to the courthouse. He said he loved the courthouse. He loved the people, he loved what went on, he just liked being over here. And then when Buddy got a car, we went to the courthouse. He always wanted to come to the courthouse. So he loved just what he stands for and everything. So I appreciate you all very, very much. I really do. So proud of him. He would. Thank you.
like to go ahead and recognize the Worthing County Road Superintendent for being here tonight, help celebrate Dick, maybe his wife and daughters or secretaries, whatever they be.
Holy Spirit.
I just want everybody to know that you're here, okay? Thank you for coming.
Appreciate it.
If you want to give your name, you can. I don't know your Joe. I know that.
I'm Patricia.
Huh?
Patricia.
Patricia, Joe, Patricia,
Melanie.
Melanie, and Vic. Okay. Yes,
This is all my family.
is that right? Okay.
Vicky owns the restaurant, and I eat down there about every day in Morgan County. I stayed down there 30 years with her, so I know them all well.
We'll put that in there anyway. Yes.
Hot Mountain Diner.
Why now?
Hot Mountain Diner.
Okay. Good deal. Okay. Next on the agenda, we have approval of the minutes, May 21, 2018. Make a motion for the record. Do that.
Second.
Okay, voting on voice vote. Are there any? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Okay, next moving on to the notaries and bond approvals. First is Christy Horns from Huntsville, Tanya Phillips from Oneida, Ashley Rising from Kellywood, Lindsay Terry from Huntsville, next we have the surety bonds. Rely Insurance Company, Porter Benji Rector Jr., Western Surety Company, Betty Mook, and Surety Bonding Company of America is Amanda Smith.
Motion approved.
Second.
Okay, voting on voice vote to approve the surety bonds and notaries. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried. Okay, next in your booklet, you have the monthly reports from the county clerk and the trustees. Financial reports. Everybody motion, second, Bruce. Okay, voting on voice vote to approve the financial reports. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried. Okay, next we have school matters. I think everyone's here, Mr. Hall, not here. Do we have anyone here from the Oneida School, Special School District, to represent them? No? Okay, next we have the sheriff's report. The sheriff have anything to say? No. He's back here, John. Okay. Next we have road matters. Dick, you got anything to say?
Everything's going great.
Okay. Good deal. Hard everything. Okay. Moving on to the general public. Do we have anyone from the audience who would like to speak? Speedy? Okay.
Go ahead, ladies first.
Okay.
I
Go ahead
passed
and state your name, honey, probably.
Chrissy Harness.
5 minutes.
Director of the Scott County Family Justice Center, and then we're getting ready to turn over from a project to a program, so we're really excited about that. But I passed out an invitation to everyone. We will have our grand opening next Friday, which is June 29th, and that will be at noon. So we would hope to have everybody there if at all possible. Things are going great.
Thank you. I thought I missed it.
You're good. You're good. We still have a couple of items on our needs list, so if anybody wants to do anything, you all can contact us.
I just want to see what you still need.
All right, thank you, guys.
Okay, anyone else from the audience? Go ahead and state your name and try to limit to 5 minutes.
Well, I don't want to say much tonight. I'm still in the race, but I haven't had time to do anything. I just want the people to know I'm still running for county commission. I've had funerals I've had to go to, so I'm still in it. Now, here's one thing I'd like for you guys to look into. The next workshop meeting, you have to approve this for Ginger. She can only do what the commission tells her to do. It's a wheel tax. The wheel tax should be paid monthly. I've talked to the state, I've talked to the legislators. The wheel tax, if you paid it monthly, it would be paid off much quicker than it is if you paid by the year. So anyway, you people look into that. Also, the speakers, so we can hear the commission talk. That's one thing I want you to do. Because you can come up with money on anything out here, but you can't come up with the money on the speakers for the public to listen at us. Now, I won't mention some stuff that happened. I'll let that ride till the next meeting. I've got some stuff I'm going to bring up as soon as I get back with the state. Now just look into the wheel tax, see what you can do on monthly, give her the okay to pay monthly instead of by the year, and then look into the speakers so the public can hear us talk. That's all I ask. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Have a good evening.
Thank you. Okay, moving on to the committee reports and resolutions. First on the agenda is Parks and Recreation.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Kenny Jeff.
All right. Park and Rec Committee is called to order June 4, 2018 at 5:13 p.m. by Ken Chadwell, Chairman. Members present, Sheila Butcher, Rick Russ, Ken Chadwell, Jim Jeffers, Chad Martin, Diane Smith. Members absent, Sonny Reagan. Judge Reynolds, Ernest Phillips, and Dale Perdue also present at the meeting. There's no action taken at the meeting. Had a motion by Sheila Butcher and a second by Diane Smith to adjourn the meeting. Voting aye, all present. Mr. Chairman, I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve.
Okay, voting on voice vote, put the minutes to record. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried.
That's all I have, Mr. Chairman, for Parks and Rec.
Okay, thank you. Kenny Jeff. Okay, moving on to the Emergency Service Committee. Buildings and grounds, I'm skipping.
I guess I'm elected for the
We'll
emergency,
go ahead, yes.
Emergency service.
emergency service.
It's first, okay.
Got it in my book.
Well, I thought I was right, I don't know what I did here. Yeah, there we are.
The Emergency Service Committee met on June 4th, 2018. Members present, Ernest Phillips, Kenny Chadwell, Patty Brown, Robin McBroom, Rick Burke, David Boudet, members absent, Sam Lyles. Meeting was called to order at 6 p.m. by Ernest Phillips, Chairman. No action was taken. Motion by Boudet, second by Patty Brown to adjourn the meeting. Voting aye. Move that we both put these to the record.
I said,
Okay, voting on voice vote, put the minutes to record. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried. Okay, now we'll move on to buildings and grounds. Chairman Russ, I don't think he's here.
You got called down on the
I
call.
thought he did. Okay,
Shall we do that?
so if you want to, Sam, you can. Yes, sir.
Building and Grounds Committee met on June 4th, 2018. Members present, Rick Russ, Rick Burke, Sheila Buttram, Robin McBroom, Robin Newman. Members absent, Eric Newport, Sam Lyles. Meeting was called to order at 6:01 p.m. by Rick Russ, Chairman. Motion by Robin Newman, second by Rick Burke. Recommend honoring Mr. Berta Buddy Cope, Jr. by naming the second floor of the Scott County Courthouse, the Berta Buddy Cope Junior Genealogy Research Center. Voting aye, all present. Motion by Robert Broom, second by Robert Newman to adjourn the meeting. Voting aye, all present. Move that we put these to record.
Okay, voting on voice vote to put these minutes to record. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried. Okay, moving on to Community Development Committee. Chairman Newman is the chair of that, so anyone here would like to read that? Rick Burke, Paul Strunk.
I'll go ahead and do it.
Okay.
Community Development Committee met June 4, 2018. Members present were Robin Newman, Rick Russ, Mike Slavin, Gene Jeffers, Sheila Butler, and Paul Strunk. Members absent were Eric Newport. Meeting was called to order at 6:03 p.m. by Robin Newman, the chairman. No action was taken. Motion by Rick Russ, second by Sheila Butler to adjourn the meeting. Voting aye. All present.
Blue Day.
Present.
Okay, voting on voice vote to put the minutes to record. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Okay, moving on to Intergovernmental Committee. Chairman Chadwell.
Thank you, sir. Scott County Intergovernmental Committee was called to order on June 4th at 6:05 by Kenny Chattel, chairman. Members present was Kenny Chattel, Patty Brown, Blue Day, Mike Slater, Jim Jeffers, Paul Strunk, Ernest Phillips. Had a motion by Blue Day and second by Ernest Phillips to recommend a lease for the Scott County Historical Society. Voting aye, all present. Had a motion by Mike Slavin and a second by Blue Day to adjourn the meeting. Voting aye, all present. And I'll make a motion, Mr. Chairman, to go ahead and close the session.
Okay, voting on voice vote to approve the minutes. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried.
Mr. Chairman, everybody does have that lease agreement in their packet.
Yes, sir.
And so, I don't know, Mr. Beatty, if it needs to be read, or if you want to go over it and kind of the highlights, I might refer you.
If anybody has any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. It's essentially the same lease that the county executed with the theater group a few years ago. There are slight changes. It does have a 180-day termination clause. But other than that, it's essentially the same agreement.
Mr. Chairman, I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve that lease, please.
Okay, I'll second. Strunk. Okay. Voting on roll call vote.
Brown. Aye. Burke. Bertrand. Chadwell. Day. Jeffers. Lyles. Broom. Slavin. Strunk.
Aye.
Mr. Chairman, that's all I have for your government. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, moving on to the Budget Committee, Chairman Slavin. He is not here.
I guess I can take that.
Okay, go ahead. Good job.
The Budget Committee called to order on June 4th, June 4th, 2018. Members present, Mike Slavin, Robin Broom, Paul Strunk, Patty Brown, members absent, Sam Lyles. The meeting was called to order at 6:06 p.m. by Mike Slavin, chairman. Motion by Paul Strunk, second by Patty Brown, recommend the approval of the Recovery Port Grant for fiscal year 2019 and the authorization of the mayor's signature for the grant. Voting aye, all present. Motion by Paul Strunk, second by Patty Brown, recommend the approval of the contract with the State of Tennessee Department of Children's Services and Scott County Juvenile Detention Center for fiscal year 2019. Voting aye, all present. Motion by Paul Strunk, second by Patty Brown, recommend the approval of the Addiction Recovery Grant for $20,000 for fiscal year 2018. Voting aye, all present. Motion by Paul Strunk, second by Patty Brown, recommend the approval
of the UAS inspection survey and the FAA PAPI flight check for the Scott County Airport with a $1,500 match for the budget of the Scott County Airport. Voting aye, all present. Motion by Patty Brown, second by Robin McBroom to approve the budget amendments number 3 for the Fund 101, number 3 for Fund 116, number 2 for Fund 118, number 3 for Fund 171, Sub-Fund 007, and number 4 for the Fund 131, number 6 for Fund 142, Sub-Fund 501, number 4 for Fund 142, Sub-Fund 801, number 2 for Fund 142, Sub-Fund 901, and number 2 for Fund 143, and number 7 for Fund 141. Voting aye, all present. Motion by Paul Strunk, second by Patty Brown to adjourn the meeting. I move to put these to the record.
Voting on voice vote to approve these minutes. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried. Okay.
For the resolution, whereas the FY 18-19 grant contract between the state of Tennessee Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse Services and Scott County government needs to be reviewed at the beginning of each fiscal year. And whereas the amount of this grant contract is $70,000 and is grant budgeted for salaries, benefits, and taxes. Now therefore be it resolved that the Scott County Board of County Commissioners approves and authorizes County Mayor Dale Perdue to sign and execute this grant.
Motion.
Okay, voting on voice vote to approve. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried.
Mr. Chairman, I just want to go here on the budget committee meeting on May the 29th. The members present, Mike Slavin, Robin McBroom, Stan Wild, Paul Strunk, Patty Brown. Also present was Dale Perdue, Rick Russ, Kenny Chadwell, and Jeff Tibble. The meeting was called to order at 5:01 by Mike Slavin, chairman. Finalizing the FY 17-18 budget for the county general. Motion by Paul Strunk, second by Sam Lyles to adjourn the meeting. Voting all present.
Okay, voting on voice vote to approve this. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried.
There's another resolution here as well.
Got a couple more.
Resolution, whereas the FY 18-19 contract HDT 01723 between the State of Tennessee Department of Children's Services and Scott County Juvenile Detention Center needs to be reviewed at the beginning of each fiscal year. And whereas the amount paid to the SCJDC is determined by the number of juveniles that are kept in the detention center per day, and whereas this contract pays $132.38 per child per day. Now therefore be it resolved that the Scott County Board of County Commissioners approves this contract and authorizes County Mayor Dale Perdue to sign and execute this contract.
Second. Voting on voice vote to approve this resolution. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried.
I have another resolution, Budget Committee. Whereas the FY 17-18 Z grant contract between the State of Tennessee Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse Services and Scott County government needs to be approved by the Board of Commissioners for the end of year audit. And whereas the amount of this Z grant contract is $20,000 and is there to be used for specific assistance to individuals in the Addiction Recovery Court Program. Now therefore be it resolved that the Scott County Board of County Commissioners approves and authorizes County Mayor Dale Perdue to execute this Z-grant contract.
Make a motion.
Second. Okay, voting on voice vote to approve this resolution contract. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried. Okay, we have one more thing on the budget committee.
Well, I think we also got a little amendment from this.
Okay.
We have amendments, here for County General Amendment number 3. And we have I think that's it. No. We have a solid waste recycling 116 amendment 3. And ambulance service 118 amendment 2. Highway public works 131 amendment 4. Bear with me. We have general capital project 171 sub-fund 007 amendment 2. And we have the Scott County Board of Education amendment number 6 to the ESSA budget. And the amendment 4 to the CTE education program, federal fund 142. Amendment 2 to the Special Education Federal Fund 142, IDEA Part B Sub-Fund 901. And Amendment 2, Food Services 143. And General Purpose Schools 141, Amendment 7. Looking good. Okay. And that's it. I move that we approve these amendments as read.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, voting on roll call vote.
Quinn.
Aye.
Bud. Hutchins. Chadwick. Day. Jeffers. Miles. Green. Strunk.
Aye. Do have one more on the budget committee meeting this evening.
We have a special.
I jumped the gun. Okay.
Budget Committee met on June the 18th, 2018. Members present, Sam Wild, Robert McBroom, Paul Strunk, members absent, Patty Brown, and Mike Slater. Meeting was called to order at 5:35 p.m. by Sam Wild, acting chairman. Motion by Paul Strunk, second by Robert McBroom, to approve the budget amendments number 8 for Fund 141, number 4 for Fund 101, number 4 for Fund 116, number 3 for Fund 118, and number 5 for Fund 131. Voting aye, all present. Motion by Robert McBroom, second by Sam Wild, to adjourn the meeting. Voting aye, all present. I move that this be put to record.
Second.
Okay, voting on voice vote to approve this budget committee meeting. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Amendments I read in the minutes of the meeting, I recommend that we go ahead and approve those. That'd be General Purpose School 141, Amendment 8, County General 101, Amendment 4, and Solid Waste Recycling 116, Amendment 4, and Ambulance Service 118, Amendment number 3. Recommend we approve those amendments.
Second. Adrian. Okay. Voting on voice, roll call vote to approve the budget committee amendments.
Brown. Burt. Hutchins. Chadwick. Day. Jeffers. Miles.
Aye.
Green. Strunk.
Mr. Chairman, I think that's it.
Okay, thank you.
I need very water.
That's a whole lot of reasons. Next, we have the Finance Committee, Chairman Slater, he is not here tonight, would anyone like to, Chairman Chadwell, go ahead, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Finance Committee is called to order on June 11th, 504 by Mike Slavin, the chairman. Members present, Mike Slavin, Jim Jeffers, Bill Hall, Ernest Phillips, Dick Sexton, and Dale Perdue. Members absent, Kenny Chapman. Also present, Jimmy Reynolds, Paul Strump, Hank Duvall, Ron Shoemaker, and John Crass, Perkins Pest. A motion by Dick Sexton, second by Bill Hall to open the bids. Voting all present. A motion by Bill Hall, second by Dale Perdue to award the tire bid to the Knoxville Tire Center. Voting aye, all present. Motion by June Jeffers, second by Dale Perdue to award the fire extinguishers bid to Rapid Fire Equipment Incorporated for 1 year. Voting aye, all present. Motion by Dick Sexton, second by Bill Hall to award the legal advertising bid to Scott County News. Voting aye, all present. Motion by Dick Sexton, second by Bill Hall to award the pest control bid to Kirkland's Pest for 1 year. Voting aye, all present. Motion by Dick Sexton, second by Bill Hall to award the fuel bid to Rise Oil Company Incorporated. Voting aye, all present. Motion by Dale Perdue, second by Jim Jeffers, to request the Finance Department to review the bids on the janitorial bids for the July 2018 Finance Committee meeting. Voting aye, all present. Motion by Dale Perdue, second by Jim Jeffers, to approve the disposal of the Scott County's Airport Storage Building, aircraft hangar, and tower, beacon tower through gov deals. Voting aye, all present. Motion by Dick Sexton, second by Ernest Phillips, to approve the disposal of the Scott County Board of Education tires, cafeteria table at Robbins and Birchfield School through gov deals. Voting aye, all present. Motion by Ernest Phillips and second by Bill Hall to adjourn the meeting. Voting aye, all present. Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to
I'll second. Okay, voting on voice vote to approve these minutes. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried.
Mr. Chairman, I don't think there's anything that needs to go else in the mind.
Okay. What we've got here, okay, we need to call up one more FY 18-19 contract under other matters. So what we've got is a probation contract.
Mr. Chairman, do we need to do the audit committee real quick first?
Did I skip it too?
I can read that real quick if you want me to. So,
Yes.
the minutes need to be put to record.
Okay.
Audit Committee met March 26, 2018. Members present, Melvin Stevens, Dave Cross, Jerry Slavin, also present, Jim Reynolds, Finance Director, John Day, County Attorney. Meeting was called to order at 3:10 by Melvin Stevens, Chairman. The Audit Committee reviewed the summary of audit findings for fiscal year 2016-17 and enacted the following motions. Motion by Jerry Slavin, second by David Cross, to obtain a legal opinion from the county attorney in the task in the event a county official or employee is considered for appointment to another county position or office by the county government. This shall not apply to appointments required to committees within the county government. Voting all present. Motion by David Cross, second by Jerry Slavin to adjourn the meeting. Voting all present.
Motion to approve minutes.
Second. Voting on voice vote to approve the minutes for the audit committee meeting. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried. Okay, now we'll move on to other matters, which we do have a probation contract here. Probably needs to be read and approved. Going through with signing this. Anyone want to review that? Want me to? Okay, resolution. Whereas the FY 18-19 contract between the Tennessee Community Service Agency, Scott County Government, and the Scott County Probation Program Support Service needs to be approved. And whereas The amount of the contract is for 25% of the probation fees collected but cannot exceed $40,000 in the fiscal year. Now therefore be it resolved that the Scott County Board and County Commission approves authorizes and approve and authorize County Mayor Dale Perdue to sign the and execute this contract. Trump?
Second.
Dave? Okay. Voting on voice vote to approve this contract. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried. Okay, is there any announcements?
Body to approve continued budget resolution, keeping the same tax rate beyond July 1 until the body adopts the next budget. It's before you. I won't read it unless you just want me to. It basically keeps it as is until we adopt the budget.
Second.
First? Okay. Okay. Adopting this resolution until FY 18-19 budget tax rate until the next one gets approved, keeping this the same. We're going to vote on roll call vote.
Glenn.
Aye.
Bird.
Aye.
Fletcher. Chadwick.
Aye.
Dave.
Aye.
Jeffries. Rawls.
Aye.
McBride. Trump.
Aye.
Mr. Chairman, before we move on to, I think, from the budget committee, we've got to bring that to the full commission. There's going to have to be some changing in July, and I'll refer to the finance director for those dates and times.
The school board met last Thursday to approve their budget because we are at the completion with 101, but they forgot to approve the food service budget. So they're going to have to meet on July the 3rd in a special call meeting to approve that. So I'm hoping that I will get our budget committee to do a special call meeting on July the 9th before finance so that we can approve this resolution and that I can put it in the newspaper for 2 weeks. And then we'll have to have a special call county commission meeting on July the 23rd.
Ms. Reynolds, you want that meeting on the night before or after finance?
You know, Mr. Slavin is in Japan right at the moment. I would like to get with him to make sure that he's able to get here at that time, but I would like to start it at 4:30. That way it would be before finance. But I want to get approval from Mr. Slavin first. Then I will email everybody and call everyone.
Okay, now moving on to any announcements. There's any announcements anyone wants to make? No?
I've got one.
Okay.
July 28th at the Robbins Park at Robbins at 6 o'clock. We will be honoring our fire hall employees. And also, all candidates are invited to come. And we will let you speak for 5 minutes, next minute. We will have food, 6 o'clock. That's June 28th, that's next week. Next week now.
June 28th.
June.
June 28th.
June. Next week now. So now, if y'all want to come and give your little speech, everybody's hungry, you better be down there.
We'll be there. Thank you.
That's 6 o'clock in June.
No. 6. 6 o'clock, 6.
Okay, you entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Motion.
Second. Okay. Voted on, voice vote to adjourn the meeting. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried.